Hello and welcome back to the PJ Trades review series where we go over our real trades that we take inside of my premium Discord community and we break them down for you guys here on YouTube so you guys can get better at day trading and make some money. So all I ask in return is that you like, subscribe, and comment to the channel to keep the momentum going, guys. We're almost at 10K subs and I just want to say thank you, man. It has been just a blessing to be here with you guys, growing the channel and give you guys, as much value as I humanly possibly can. So, with that being said, August price action, right? Summer price action. Everyone's sick of it. In my trading career, summers have always been tricky. You got to be patient with setups. You got to let things play out. You got to really let price find direction before you find your models. But it's funny because we get into September, and this was the first trade that we took in September. And it was like they turned the summer price action off for a second, and all of a sudden we got like a glimpse of what Q4 looks like. So in today's video, we're going to go over an absolute banger that we took. This was another classic continuation model, 40 points. I forget the exact totals, but this is going to be from September 2nd. So you guys want to follow along, get on your charts and break it down with me live. And we'll get on into it. TurboTax, presented by Tostitos, the chip company. Now, we're just going to have some fun today because I want to show you guys a couple setups that present on this day. And I remember looking at it with my stream and I'm like, this looks really, really good, but I'm really like kind of hesitant to take this trade today. I'm kind of hesitant, right? And the reason being is I have PTSD from summer month trading. Like I have been very, very conservative with my trade setups, and it's not often that you end up seeing price action deliver like it did on September 2nd. So I'm going to go over September 2nd just so you guys can kind of see what I was seeing and why there was like a couple opportunities to trade this market. So we'll get into my trade that we took with the group, but I want to go over some other opportunities because I think these are great learning lessons for you guys to go back test and see why it was a good trade setup. So as always, I'm always marking out my overnight highs and lows. The London high here is always going to be an important high. We're going to mark out the London low. That's always going to be an important low. So we want to have that on the chart. I want to know where that is. I also will be marking out the true day open, which is midnight opening price. Very important level that we understand where price is, at that time. So a little hint, when you see price trending below midnight opening price, at the open, pretty high likelihood the market's going to continue lower on the session. Little hints for you guys. So pre-market is just trending lower, right? We're just trending lower. Now, right at the bell. Now, listen, this is the reason I was so hesitant. This thing prints a beautiful inverse. So we're just going to go over what I saw and like the reason why I didn't take it. So as you can see, we put in this 854 wick low. And market loves drawing to wick lows, okay? And it comes down into it and it sweeps it like perfectly. Perfect sweep. I don't remember if this was sweeping into some kind of other liquidity pool at the time. Let me see if we had no, we were just sweeping up some old liquidity over here. So we did get that liquidity taken care of. And actually, I do believe it swept this too. Okay, so there was 15-minute and 1 hour liquidity that was swept. So I'm looking at this, right, in real time. And I even said to the chat, I remember saying verbatim, like, I cannot trust this early in the rotation, right? There's no way this works. There's no way this works. I've not seen a manipulation, V-shape, inversion work so clean in, I don't know, a while, really. So we get this manipulation. This is going to be our money sweep. Okay, so the market sweeps this low. Okay, and then we get a V-shaped recovery after we're sweeping all of this liquidity down here, right? So sweep this, and we're getting a really nice V-shape. And as I'm watching this play out, I am obviously calling this out to the chat. I'm like, guys, listen, I really like this if we inverse this 1 minute for value gap. But honestly, it's 9:35 at this point. So I don't like trading 5 minutes into the bell. I usually like to let the 15-minute candle play out and then see if we get true direction. Because a lot of the times, 9 out of 10 times, back test this for yourself. But at the opening bell, that first 15 minutes can be super wonky, like super just misdirection, chop, market makers just eating people alive. So you got to be careful with this. But on this day, it looks so juicy, and here's why it looks so juicy. We get the V shape, we get the manipulation, and if you guys notice this here, I mean, when you start leaving like little smooth edge highs like that, it's just so clean. I mean, we get them here too. You're leaving that behind, so that's draw. That's a draw. You know, you're leaving this behind. That's another draw. Whenever I see that and we get a swift move and we actually confirm like that, you have easy targets, right? Like super easy targets. And like there's more, actually, there's like way more liquidity up here. And then not to mention, I believe we have an old, I believe there's an old draw up here somewhere. I don't know if I still have it on the chart, but just by looking at this, like visually, like I could just see like liquidity here, like all in here. There's like areas for us to draw to. So this trade setup ends up literally just printing like so clean, like one of the cleanest inverses I've seen. So as you can see, just boom, straight rocket ship to all draws that you would possibly ever want, and it delivers, right? That was a very clean trade setup, very clean. Like you would run it like this. 34 points would 34 point stop. You'd run it right below the inverse here, and then you can get your break even off here at 39 points, and then run it all the way up into all these draws here. Like obviously, it just let's see how high this thing ends up going. Yeah, I think it just keeps ripping up a little bit. Okay, maybe it just tapped out there, but anyway, this trade right here, 5 minutes into the open, pristine. Like if you just study this model right here, literally just like study this exact pattern. This prints, you should really start trading it because it's so strong, it's so valuable. It works a lot, has very high probability, especially when you get a low put in like that, and then it seeks the low, and then it V shapes, and then it leaves behind draws like that, like clean, smooth edges. One of my favorite type of trade models to really trade. So that trade prints, right? So now remember, we're in September now. All of a sudden September's like, whoa, like clean inverse, like not normal for summer price action. So September 2nd, easy first trade. We don't take that though. We're just going back to the tape here. I'm showing you guys what was clean on that day. Next, right? Next trade idea. Let this play out in real time. So this market starts, putting in a little bit of a bearish structure here after we sweep all this liquidity here on the long idea. And I have to go back and just kind of work through this with you guys just to show you like things that you guys really need to pay attention to. 15-minute fair value gaps, man. They're just like insanely, I think they're my favorite time frame FVGs. So this market comes up, right? Taps that 15-minute fair value gap. So bada bing, bada boom. Right into consequent encroachment of the gap, and then it rejects beautifully, right? Just clean rejection from there. And again, if we're looking at overall trend here, we're in this 15-minute cycle, we're downward, right? We're just pulling back here. Some like to call this a dead cat bounce. So we bounce right back into that 15-minute fair value gap, which this is the first presented 15-minute fair value gap now on this breakout leg. So remember that first presented right here. So how strong, look how strong that is. Draws to it. Boom. Okay. And then it rejects and holds like very, very nice. Like you're getting all of this structure here to me is very, very, very bearish. Like it does not look bullish anymore here. You're starting to get bearish structure put in, and you're starting to build up like some good liquidity to draw into down here, which is what I call LR. Okay. So this is just giving me a signal that we were looking for some kind of short play now. Like I want to draw it down into this low, like where this blue line is. Like this would be my draw. This would be the hourly lows here that we put in on the session. So I'm now looking for a possible sell side draw down into here. Okay. So this ends up giving us an inverted fair value gap right here. And then it gives us a change in the state of delivery here. So now we're really looking bearish. Okay. And now you're probably wondering, well, how are you trading this, Paul? Like what happened here? So yeah, we don't take this trade. We don't take this inverse here because in my opinion, it's still kind of early in the rotation. Like I like to see this low get snapped, which we do. That's your change in the state there. Okay. And then once you have that change in the state of delivery, now I'm starting to get interested on how I can take some kind of continuation model, right, into this sell side down here. So if we look at the 5 minute, this is where the magic happens on this trade. We put in a 5 minute inverse here. Okay. 5 minute inverse happens right there. Also changing the state. And then we get the inverse here. Okay. So there's your 5 minute inverted for value gap right here. Okay. On the 15 minute, we get pretty much the same thing lined up. 15 minute is right here. So you're getting a 5 minute inverse and a 15 minute inverse, 2-for-1 combo deal. Love to see it, right? So that is pretty much everything that we need to see at this point. Now it's just a matter of, can we get a pullback into the inversion gap, into the 5 minute or the 15 minute area here? Because this is a really strong area for us to look for continuation shorts, right? So this just, we're visualizing this. We see this. Also for people that are, looking to mark out their charts, we do have like a breaker gap up into here, a breaker block formation, which we don't end up trading, but this is a breaker, high, low, higher, high, lower, low. So good breaker to mark out for visuals. And then this just comes down to waiting for the trade. Okay. Market comes back up. Boom. Right there. Right there. Right here. Okay. So we're waiting. We're stalking our prey. Market pulls back up into the inverse perfectly, right? Perfectly. And at this point, we end up just getting in this on like a straight turtle soup. I don't even wait for like an inverse or anything. I just really like this structure. Like I really like the way it looks. We're getting two really high confluence models here, a 50 minute and a 5 minute flip. And then now at the same time, we're filling up this 5 minute sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Okay. And the market rejects beautifully. So we are, I think on this next candle. Yeah. On this next candle, we're in there. Okay. We're taking sells and we're running stops right above that 50 minute, 5 minute inversion. And then we're targeting the sell side down into here. Okay. That's it, man. That's it. I mean, that is literally it. Like we're getting a change in the state here. We're getting a pullback into the 5 minute sell side imbalance. We get a nice tap in, the perfect tap in of the 15 minute and 5 minute inverted for value gaps here. Beautiful rejection. And that's it. The trade is done and framed and we're in the trade and we let this thing end up running to full TP. So absolutely love the continuation models. Really some of my favorite models to trade is the continuation model because you get so much from it, right? Like we're confirming a change in the state here. On top of the change in the state, we're getting two inverses on two different time frames, 15 minute and a 5 minute inverse. Okay. Then we're getting that nice little bounce back into a 5 minute SIBI right here, right? So when you see this, man, this is like A+ continuation, like AA+, meets all check marks and checks all the boxes, right? So just a really, really fluent and clean session to trade. And that is one of, my favorite models to take is, and here's the reason. Here's what I want to explain to you guys. Like up here, right? Up here, a lot of people, might be wanting to take this, right? It might be wanting to take this. I personally am not a fan of taking it that early up here because there's a lot of times where this is not enough. It's too early in the rotation for shorts. Like I just don't love taking these first ideas way up here. Again, if you catch this, it makes sense if you want to take a short and run stops up above the swing high, which is 46 point stop, but more often than not, the true confirmation comes with when you get a change in the state, right? You then get the inverse. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I'm taking a short up here, I'm front running this inversion. I'm front running this bullish gap here. Okay. And then I'm front running this bullish gap. Right. And we just don't like to front run because you can get really, really hurt. So this is the confirmation. You invert both of the gaps, you pull back into the gaps, you test it, and you barely take any heat, right? You barely take heat on this. And then you're delivering a full 130 something point trade setup. So just another continuation model, guys. This takes patience though. This takes patience. We watched this trade, which I broke down at the beginning of the video, play out, right? And then we this opportunity came at 11 o'clock. So this fading this, which is fine because it was 5 minutes into the session, but then waiting for this just comes with patience and discipline and knowing what you're looking for and demonstrating, discipline and patience in day trading is literally your job. Like, it's literally how you have to approach every single day. And most people get that part twisted. It's like they think they got to be operating all day, every hour, every candle, when in reality, you need to be focusing on high quality trading setups, man. You need to be focusing on 1 or 2 trades a day and then calling it, right? Don't over click the button and overcomplicate this stuff, because really keep it simple. Somebody once told me, and I'll never forget this. They said to me, "Hey, PJ, love your group and everything, but I'm canceling because your model is not advanced enough for me." Advanced enough. And I think that is the human psychological just saying like, hey, this looks too easy to work. When in reality, this stuff is, it's simple once you got it down, and it does work, right? You don't need to overcomplicate it. You don't need fancy algorithms and EMAs and SMAs and all this other crap. This is price action trading. This is what you need. This is what you're going to see the most, in my opinion, the most success with. I've tried everything, right? I've done EMAs. I've done support and resistance. I've done the breakout strategies. I've done opening range and all that stuff. Like, nothing is going to be as clean and as smooth as being able to read price action. And this is what it is, man. This is pattern recognition, price action trading. So this is a long video today, but sometimes I like to just get down with you guys, get into the nitty gritty, and kind of just, really talk trader to trader, because I love this stuff, man. I love teaching. I love trading. I love showing you guys, trade setups so you guys can identify it on your own time. So if you're enjoying this stuff, man, I just ask that you just please leave me a comment, leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, so I can keep bringing this stuff as well. So have a great day, guys. Study this video. There's some really, really good value in this video right here that I think somebody out there will be able to take this and make 100K this year or 2026, whenever it may be. But again, have a blessed day and always use a stop loss. See you in the next one.